And I think the thing that holds us all back from every great opportunity is always one thing:
Mm. Now that's profound. So you're gonna have to unpack this.
fear.
Wow.
So
Huh.
that's the thing that held us back
Wow.
from the eighth grade asking that pretty girl to the dance.
Hmm.
That's the thing that hesitated and thank God that didn't work out, by the way, because you wouldn't have met the lovely Mrs. Kyles and I wouldn't have met the lovely Mrs. Whitecraft, right? Right. But that's the thing that held us back from meeting with that referral partner.
Yeah.
That's the thing
Wow.
that held us back from holding an event where we go teach a class to referral partners.
Yeah.
That's the thing that insert in any activity that we want and we didn't get. It's strictly fear.
That's the source. We
That is the
say
source
it's
of it.
all of these other things, but when you get all the way upstream, it's the
It's
one
fear.
thing. Wow.
So I've got this thing that I do, and it's
Okay.
called reboot your brain.
Okay. Tell me about that.
And there's 8 different exercises,
Okay.
and which actually we're doing here in a couple months at our next Freedom Club meeting. We're going to be
That's
doing
right.
all 8 exercises. So this is one of them. And so as you're listening to this today, I would tell you to, so if we were together, I'd say write down everything you can think of that you're afraid of.
Hmm.
And you can't just think it, you got to write it down. There's something
Okay.
magical that happens when you put it on paper.
Yeah.
So the thing is you put it on paper. And so you
Okay.
write down all these things, and then you write down these things. I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that, my fear is this, my fear is that, I'm
Yeah.
going to look stupid, I'm going to be
I
in the
won't know
mid
what to
sentence,
say. Yeah.
I'm
They're
going to
going to
forget
hang
what
up
I'm
on me.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
like whatever, right? I'm going to hire the wrong person, they're not going to
Yeah.
like me, they're going to
Yeah.
reject me, all this other stuff. And then with each one of those fears, write down what is the worst case scenario
Hmm.
that could happen with that. What's the absolute worst case scenario next to each
Okay.
one? Each one,
Okay.
worst case scenario, like just the worst.
Okay.
Let's say, Steve. So let's say, what's one of your fears, Steve?
Um, yeah, I mean, let me just throw one like they won't like me. Here's one. I'll say something stupid.
All right, to who?
And I know that sounds silly,
No, no,
but it's
no.
like,
To
dude, what
who?
if maybe I didn't say the right thing to help this person I want to join my team to take a next step.
Okay, perfect. So here somebody has the golden opportunity
Yeah.
to work with one of the top branches of the nation.
Yeah.
And just like I've seen Sarah Cox go from, she was a manager doing zero loans, because I'm
Sure.
sure she was an excellent manager, but closing zero loans this month, I think she's like at 18 for the
20.
month.
She's over 20. It's like
Yeah.
23.
And
Yeah.
Kenneth, we've seen, going from just onesies, twosies to
Double digits. Yeah,
double,
man.
double digits
Yeah.
per month,
Yeah.
right? And so your biggest fear is I'm going to go talk to this person. They don't want to join my team. All right. So let's say you're talking to him. We're going to just grab a name here, Loan Officer Larry. So
Got
you're
it.
talking to Loan Officer Larry, and you don't say the right thing.
Yep.
What's the worst case scenario? You're talking to Loan Officer Larry. You said the wrong thing,
Yeah.
and he's now not going to join your team. What's the worst case scenario?
They're like, I mean, the worst case, I say it so badly they cuss, holler, and scream, hang up on me, and they're out. Or
Perfect.
they're like, dude, you
Perfect.
talk bad
And,
about me.
and
I don't
what's
know.
and what's the end result of that? What's the worst case end result?
I never hear from them again.
Perfect. So the worst case that'll happen is you don't help him close any loans
Mm.
that you already aren't helping him close.
Mm.
So in other
Hey,
words,
listen, you and I didn't talk about this. That's good though, because you just spun it around to where it's like worst case, I don't get to use what I'm really good at to help somebody with something I know I can help them with.
yeah, but and the result of that is you didn't help him close any more loans.
Yeah.
Just like 6 months ago, you didn't help him close any more
The
loans.
net zero.
Net, you have
Yeah, just
nothing to lose.
oh, isn't that
So on
interesting?
paper, on
Yeah.
paper, I would write on recruiting, like looking
Yeah.
for people to looking for top loan officer to join my team.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I talk with Larry or talk with a loan officer,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to say the right thing, and they don't join my team, which equals they
Yeah.
didn't join my team, just like they weren't on my team 6 months ago. All
Bam.
right. So now you draw a little line.
Yeah.
What's the best case scenario?
Yeah. They join what we're doing and they're able to have accelerated results and we're better together. Like
And let's say they go like
a great
let's say
culture and yeah,
they're and they go to closing like Sarah 18 loans. Like, all right, what's the best case scenario? They're closing. They go from one or two or four or five
or
to
10 or 15 to 20 or 30. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's it.
So what's the best case scenario out of that situation?
Help me with it.
So for me, it would be not only did you drastically increase their income,
Yeah.
they're now able to afford domestic help to help them around the house.
That's it. That's
And
it.
so you own a part of that
Of making
new
a difference. Mhm.
house cleaner
Mhm.
that he or she is now has a job,
Mhm.
right? And that he or she that now has a job can now afford to say put their kids in private school because they now have a job.
Yeah.
And so now you own a part of the housekeeper's kids result of how
Mhm.
they benefit from that situation. Or
Mhm.
now they're able to take that vacation to Hawaii that
Mhm.
they've always wanted to do. So now Sarah's closing 18 loans, and she doesn't just take her, she takes
Everybody.
mom,
Yeah.
dad,
Yeah.
grandma,
Yeah.
grandpa,
Yeah.
brother, sister,
Yeah.
cousin,
Yeah.
and your fingerprint is on
Mm.
part of that result,
Mm. Mm.
right? So that's
Good.
best case scenario.
Yep.
All right, so then we go, is the best case scenario worthy of the risk of the worst case scenario?
That's a
So,
decided yes.
best case
Yeah.
scenario, our team closed another 18 loans. We help, and I'm just saying Sarah, but we help insert in name, and their life is better.
Yep.
Their marriage is better. And again, I'm not talking about Sarah, but their marriage is better because they were having some financial strife,
Yeah.
and so now maybe little Joey
Yeah.
has a mommy and a daddy at home
Yeah.
because their finances are better because you own a part of that, right?
Mm.
So that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, I have nothing different than I didn't 6 months ago.
That's so good. Boy, that's a big perspective, isn't it, man?
It
And
is.
you know, the
It's
power of it though is writing it down because we
yes. You
kind
can't
of
just
know
think it.
that,
You have to
but
write
to
it down.
write it down, you
Mhm.
see it.
It makes it true.
There you go.
It
Yeah.
makes it makes it
Yeah.
true. So I write that down with each one of my fears. I write
Mm.
down worst case, best case, worst case, best. Hey,
Mhm.
the other thing I do once I do this, I look and I go, all right, worst case,
Yeah.
nobody went to jail,
Yeah.
nobody's dying,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Nobody's losing a limb,
Mhm.
nobody's getting a divorce,
Yep.
like like
Perspective. Like
yeah,
it's yeah,
like
like
how I word it is, I'm not getting chased by a bear,
mhm. That's
right?
a
I
good visual.
feel like I am, but when I write it on paper, I go, there's no bear here.
Yeah.
And so a little tag word that you might hear me, like Marie and I will have these little taglines. We'll go, hey, there's no bears in this. There's no bears in this. And what it means is like, well, so what? There's no bears here. Nobody's chasing.
Mhm.
Like if my worst case, I'm going to get eaten by a bear. Okay, there you go. We're at the zoo. I'm thinking about jumping over the fence and petting him. Worst case, I get eaten. Best case, I get to pet a bear. Does worst case outweigh best case? Yeah, because I get it eaten by a bear.
Yeah.
But in our work, there are no bears.
That's it.
There's
That's
no
such a good
bears.
visual, man. There's no bears.
There's no bears.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. I got
Yeah.
nothing. When they say no, I already had no. When I go to this referral partner, I already had no. When I go make this presentation at this office, I already had no.
Mm.
I have
Mm.
nothing to lose. I'm
Mm.
walking there with empty pockets. They
Mm.
can't take my money. I ain't got none there. I got no
Mhm.
skin in this game. I can only make money. I can't lose money. Does that make sense?
Dude, well, hey, and if you could see me, I'm actually writing that down.
You know what the title of this episode is?
What is that?
There's no bears in loans.
Okay. Hey,
There's
well,
no
listen,
bears.
here's what you said. You said when they say no, I already have no.
Already got
That's
no.
so powerful. Like it's like,
Already
Okay.
got no. Already got no. Hey, can you
Why
do
would I
this?
have
No.
fear?
All
There was
right, they
already no
already weren't
there.
doing it. Yeah, they're already not doing it. Hey, can you mow my yard? No. Okay, well, you already weren't mowing my yard, so well,
Uh-huh.
the hell did I lose? I lose nothing. So, but I
Wow.
think the power is in writing it down and
Yeah,
understand nobody went to jail, nobody died. It's just not like they're like it just focusing in on what focus on what moves the needle for us.
that's it.
And
That's it.
but let me tell you one other thing. Smart people tend to overthink things.
Yeah.
So not so smart people have no issue with anything that we're talking about. They
Yeah.
go, I don't know what you're talking about, right? But smart people will go, yeah, but what if this and what if that
What
and
if
what if
that?
this and what if
Mhm.
that and what if this? And we set up all these scenarios,
Yeah.
but there's no bears.
Mm.
There's no bears. So
Mm.
that thing you've been hesitating or afraid of
Yeah.
or putting off, just go do it. So
That's
Steve,
it.
they go, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do you help somebody with
Hey, well,
what?
when you were just saying that, I was thinking about all the results of what we're getting in these 8-week boot camps, Carl. It's remarkable. And what happens is, oftentimes we'll walk into something, you just have to have the belief that it's possible. And then, Carl, when you start laying out a plan and you begin to get in a community that's moving in the same direction, we say speaking the same language, moving in the right direction. And you begin to realize success is not really complicated, Carl. It's like two or three things, and it's not your fault. Nobody taught us that. Nobody taught us how to make sure that we have a livable calendar that gives me the structure to show up and do the right activity that actually gives you the results. And so even when you were saying that when you understand there's no bears, it's like, wow, now I just need to do the work and you'll see the results quickly. But go to our boot camp, check it out. Go to loanofficersuccess.com. I've got 8 weeks where Carl, hey, I got a text from David Mendez, literally, and I didn't even tell you this. He sent me a text, and this brother just graduated out of the 8-week boot camp. He was doing $1 million a month. Listen to this, Carl. And if you're watching on YouTube, he sent me this, and that says my brother has 13 loans for $5.2 million funding this month.
Wow. And
Walked
where was
in,
he at?
walked in on average doing $1 million a month.
So
And he sent
doing a
this, and then
million.
in the day and look, he literally just sent it 2 days ago, and he said, and I just got another $670,000 contract.
My
And
man.
you know why though? Because he walked in thinking loans had bears. It was the phone so heavy, and he thought, man, what do I say when I call him, and how do I build some simple structure to make sure I show up and I do the right activity, and how do I get rid of the busy work and focus on what is the right quality work? And you know what? And I'm telling you, in a few short months going through the boot camp, my man went from a million to I'm like high fiving, brother, this man's likely to close $6 million this month. And I just think about this, Carl, and you can too. And so go to loanofficersuccess.com. We would love, I'd be honored to have you be a part of the journey. It's very limited, it's a very small group of people, but go fill out the information. There's a couple of questions you'll answer. And then myself or Krista, one of us will call you and see if the boot camp's the right fit for you. Because here's what we know: when you realize there's no bears in loans, it helps remove the fear of inactivity. And you taught me this years ago, Carl. It was probably one of the greatest things you taught me. And you said it in passing, and in sense has become something that was just a staple for me. Guess what? We get the ability. I choose.
Hmm.
I choose. I choose to take control of my life. I choose to take control of what I know I've been called to do. I choose to take financial control of my family's destiny and future. And guess what? With a couple decisions, you can choose to take action to help you better understand there's no bears in loans.
So
So
it's
go
kind
to
of like
loanofficersuccess.com.
so it's kind of like I choose to be successful,
That's it. That's
and
it.
here's
100%.
the steps to making it happen. Loan
Yeah.
officer success,
Success.com. That's it, man.
that
Fill it
and that
out.
and
We'd
that
love to help you.
and that's just getting ready to. You're getting ready. I know you're the
Yeah.
next one is getting ready to start.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So and
highly
and
recommend
there's
it.
it's very limited. So we're not doing a whole bunch. It's not out to the masses. I think this next class only has about 7 spots left. So jump in. We'd love it.
Good stuff. All right,
All
man.
right, man.
I appreciate you, brother. What was that?
Sweet.
Wait, what was that URL one more time?
Loanofficersuccess.com.
That thing that right now that's giving you hesitation, push discipline to the side.
Mm,
Make a simple decision
mm,
and go check it out. Before you say no to something, it'd be a good idea to open the door and see what it actually is. Go
that's it.
at least get on the phone with them and see what it actually is, and then make a decision. Don't make the decision today. Open the door, look what's inside, then make the decision.
That's great.
LoanOfficerSuccess.com. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. See you.